have been absorbing many a verbal blow. I am fully within my rights as host of the Crucible of Fate to tear you all limb from limb myself. I hold grudges. Have those things returned to me.
It sounds a little bit like you're asking us to do your dirty work.
I will insight check at this point.
Maybe the Great Deceiver is actually your deity, Matt.
Terrible things that need to be done so that a greater good can exist.
Insight check.
Let our bout be a masterpiece.
Consciousness returns to you all, as once again you find yourself awakening with the dim blue light in the contestant circle of the Fate's Hand Tavern. It's been a long road for all of you. You can see now that only about 10% of the original amount of contestants that started this grim competition remain. Adrenaline spikes as you know that this could be the last time you are awakened in such a manner. But now, this is a familiar feeling, and you latch on to that adrenaline, knowing that it's going to serve you well in the hours to come. At this time, you hear the footfalls of Therangul and Dregs approaching. And at the perimeter of where shadow meets this blue light, the silhouettes of these figures become illuminated as their details are revealed to you. Therangul this time is wearing a black robe with silver filigree all around. It's quite ornate. He is outdone himself with his appearance. You can see that whether through extensive grooming or perhaps some finely honed arcane abilities, he seems a little bit taller, his features a little more distinguished. Clearly, this episode is very important to him. Dregs, of course, looking as grim as always, dressed in an assortment of grays and black. Only the light that reflects off of his metal mask truly visible, as the rest of his attire seems to blend in with the shadow. At this point, Therangul lifts up his hands and does a few slow turns as he approaches the center of the contestant circle. My friends, my eyes of truth, I see all of you. Hey. Welcome back, everyone. Can you feel it? I can feel it. My heart is just pitter-pattering right now. It's the unknown. I have no idea what's going to happen here today. And with 15 left, I feel like I've got attachment, emotion in each and every one of my final 15. Dare I say, friendship? Perhaps I'm mistaken. I know a few have offered me nothing but violence, and although I am forbidden from accepting this offer currently, it does stoke my fires internally, and I've been absorbing many a verbal blow over the past, what is it? 30 days? A full month of harvesting souls. You'd think I'd be a little more tired at this point, but no, I am full of vigor. And I know that my champion is 4 days away from being revealed. And if not, I am fully within my rights as host of the Crucible of Fate to tear you all limb from limb myself. And I've gotta say, I'm a little pent up. But today is not my day, and I am clearly not trying to steal the spotlight. Why would I do that? Tonight is your night. 5 of you at least. And let's remember, with 15 remaining, that's 5 per episode over the next 3 days. And of those groups of 5, only 2 are walking away from each one. So it's going to get vicious. So to my contestants here tonight, no mercy. None at all. Because if you give it, you will die. So choose carefully who you think would make the best partner for this game, but keeping in mind that you will be in the final episode with them. What an interesting choice to make. Deciding the lives. I guess you're all quite familiar with this now, but it seems like the stakes are even higher. So enough from me. I hope you all now understand the gravitas of these round 4 episodes. Dregs, let's have the names now. Dregs, who is our first contestant for round 4, episode 1? And at this point, you see Dregs step forward to stand beside Thermghoul as he pulls out a scroll from within his cloak. The first contestant in round 4 is Andriel. And at this point, Crucible of Fate welcomes back Mare. And Andriel, Mare, if you want to tell us a bit about yourself and your character, please.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Mare. I'm excited to be back again, coming in from New Brunswick today. And Andriel, as she kind of drops down, she looks around at everyone and says, "Hi, everyone. Certified monster killer Andriel, back again. I don't know what this next fight is going to bring, but I hope everyone here is ready to take it on." And then she cracks her knuckles and she locks eyes with Thermghoul. She says, "Thermghoul, the last time I was here, I believe a challenge was extended from me to you. And as I recall, you were too scared to take me on at the time. So how about now? I hear you making some excuses, but do I need to fight more of your minions first, or should we settle this?"
I like this newfound confidence in you, Andriel. Well, perhaps not newfound, but it seems to be growing every time you stand before me, and I will say what I imagine I said last time. I barely remember it. So many threats. I am prohibited from fighting with you at this time until round 5 begins.
Okay, well.
Also, you never know what's going to happen over the next 3 episodes. I think that there's still a chance that whoever ends up in this final round may have a change of heart and may want to be on Team T-Ghoul. So, for now, I will just politely say that I will certainly accept your invitation in the future, but let's see what Praxis has in mind for you.
We'll see. I'm coming for you.
See, this is what I mean. I have to internalize it all. I have no way to release it at the moment. You're just kind of... Anyway, welcome back to the show, Andriel. And you, Mare. Next, Dregs. Who is next? Garzak, the Reforged. And we welcome Wezi back. Welcome, Wezi. If you could please reintroduce yourself and Garzak.
Hello, everyone. I'm Wezi from Indianapolis, and I am playing Garzak. So, since it's been a while, I'm going to remind people of what this abomination looks like. So, flowing down from his containment is a roughly 6.5 feet tall twisted amalgamation, of lizard, serpent, and human. His right foot is that of his original kind, however, now covered in black scales instead of green. His left foot is the same, but the ebony scales are replaced by thick and callous flesh. Patches of these jet black scales continue to creep up his legs. Under his armor, his torso is a sea of shadowed scales interrupted by patches of what appears to be human-like flesh. If not for these patches, one would think the scales were all one solid piece. His arms and shoulders are now more toned rather than beefy. They are human in appearance except for the scales that run down from his forearms to the tips of his fingers and upon the tops of his shoulders. The right side of his face has his original eye, which now looks overgrown in comparison with the rest of his new head. The rest of this side looks like a sick attempt to mold a human face across the lizardfolk's skull. The black scales cover every inch of his face's right side. The left side of Garzak's face has an eerie beauty to it. Sharp and strong features outline a pale and noble half-face. A cold, bright green serpent's eye defines his left half and sits unaligned with the other side. So it's kind of like this kind of going on there. Atop his head is a mop of unkempt black hair that falls down to his shoulders. So as he lands, he fishes out an arrow from his chest and snaps it in two and looks up at the eyes of truth. Ragnar, you should have aimed for my head. He looks around at Tharamgul and the other contestants. He crosses his arms and then says the following. Zanzael, Morkala, Nilanana, Laxor, Vilkarak, Balarazala. For those who can speak Abyssal, he is saying, may the great voices lend their song to our blades. And that is Garzak.
Well, welcome back to you, Wezi. Garzak, I couldn't have said it better myself, and might I add that I respect how indifferent you are to your own hideous appearance. You're a pure killing machine and inspire fear just with your mere presence. I mean, in a way, your face reminds me of this broken planet with its hemispheres all shifted in all manner of directions from the great time of rending, as it seems your body has been spoiled a few times here. I salute your perseverance and lack of caring. It is truly inspirational. You are one of my favorites, I have to say. I can see you leading my armies. I hope that your intention is to proceed with this game and not be distracted by the efforts of a few confused and delirious contestants.
I am what my gods have made me.
Indeed. There is an opportunity to switch deities, Maybe there's something we can do to help you out should you win. Let's talk.
We'll see.
Alright, next on the list, Dregs. The next contestant is Matt. And we welcome Paul back to the show once again, sacrificing his own well-being to be here at 2:30 a.m. from Australia. Welcome back to you, Paul. If you could please reintroduce yourself and Matt.
Thanks, yeah. I'm Paul. I'm from Australia, enjoying the beautiful nighttime at the moment. So Matt, as you see him floating down, you see him in this beautiful khaki, well-pressed suit type utility suit now, looking much cleaner than it's ever been. He still has this pale lavender orb floating around his head, probably a little more pale than the one which I think's around Andriel's head, going around, and potentially Waters as well. But he lands there. He looks around. Oh, crikey! That's a face. He looks around. Tharenville, nice to see you again, I guess, and you too as well. And you can see he looks around. Veronica, where are you? And then out trotting from the darkness comes his ever faithful companion, but this time a little different. She's grown. She's now a medium-sized creature, much more Komodo dragon-esque rather than the iguana, which is in the profile picture. And this time has wings on her back as well, as she steps out and is like, oh, look at that! She's grown up! All that rats and stuff she's been eating. Whoa! You've been feeding her pretty good here, Tharamgul. She's going strong.
Hey, I promised I'd look after her while you were resting.
Oh, love that. I'm sure the rats around here don't love that, but here we go again, ready to see what the fates have in store for us all. Nice to meet you all.
Indeed. It will be an interesting day, full of monumental events. And Matt, you've been extremely helpful and influential in the outcome of these games. I'm sure that we will see great things from you once again.
Influential? Wow, that's a word I've not heard for a while. I don't know about that. I didn't really get to do what I wanted and take the general's head, but here we are.
Well, perhaps there will be another opportunity. We will see. At any rate, we appreciate what you've done here. Getting rid of some pests. The tavern is looking great. Appreciate it. Alright, Dregs, who's number 4 on the list? Fourth contestant is Water Talking. Oh, fantastic. So quickly after last appearance, too. And we welcome Mirror back to the show and Water Talking back to the Crucible of Fate. Mirror, if you could please reintroduce yourself and your character.
Hi, everybody. I'm playing Water again. She descends from containment. A beautiful half-orc that looks less orc and almost just like a green fae. But there is something different about her this time. Her wild black wavy hair is straight. The blood-stained patchwork of leather armor and waitress uniform has been tidied and is as prim and proper as a sultry barmaid uniform can be. And she moves into the circle with a refined elegance and grace that perhaps hasn't been seen from her before. She looks up at everyone. Greetings, everyone. I commend you on the challenges you have faced to join us here. I am Water Talking. Many have described me as an agent of chaos in these games. I think it's important to realize that amidst the cacophony, any attempt to bring rhythm or melody, any attempt to apply order will be perceived as just more chaos. And that is, as many say, the great sin of order, that sometimes it requires a little chaos to bring everything into balance. I look forward to playing with you today, and rest assured that if I am truly chosen by Lexoria or Meridian, I will do my best to tend to your souls if I move forward. Darren Gould, thank you for having me.
You're most welcome, and I truly appreciate your words. It's fantastic to have you back here once again. Of course, I'll be rooting for the Laxoria side. I certainly love a little storm before the calm. You're right. Sometimes you gotta mix things up before you put things in their proper place. I can certainly relate to that.
You have rules in this competition for a reason.
Indeed. Indeed we do. Good luck to you, Water. Always nice to hear you talking. The final contestant for round 4, episode 1, Zorai. And we welcome Sean back to the show. Sean, if you could please introduce yourself and Zorai.
Hello, everybody. It's good to be back. I first want to shout out one of my best friends in real life who did not, unfortunately, make it this far in the tournament, and that is Sir Barristan Bell. We have been friends for over 30 years, and so it was nice to participate in the tournament with him. Anyway, for those who didn't know that. Dave, did you know that?
Yeah, you mentioned it last time, yeah. But it was a surprise then, for sure.
Yeah. All right, well, it's good to be here from Pennsylvania, and it's snowing, and that's my story. As Zorai descends, you see him land on his feet gently, almost as like the most deliberate lowering from toe to heel as he touches the ground. He has slung over his shoulder a small rolled up canvas and a few brushes still streaked with half-dried paint. You see this 5'6" slender, very human-like, but with light scales on him, character. He has he opens his eyes and you see his green eyes with his slitted pupils, and he still has a permanent little X scar over his eye. He says, "When I first arrived here, I said that in 26 days, it would be exactly 5 years since my birth, my rebirth at the hands of Meridian. And here I stand, 5 years old by those measures. I am a humble observer of the beauty of life in every breath, capturing each fleeting moment that is before the blade or the arrow can steal it away from any one of its victims. My name is unknown to most, but after today, one way or another, it will be known to many. I am Zorai. Let our bout be a masterpiece." As he opens up his canvas and begins to put a few brush strokes on, and then he stops, rolls it back up, and then he turns to each of the other contestants and simply bows his head in respect to each of you. And then he turns to Tharum Ghul, who hasn't really said much to yet this whole tournament. And he says, "You are, by all accounts, measured, focused, and deeply troubled in what I believe you see as the best way possible. And the order of balance is something that we must respect. Being someone who maintains measure and balance within himself, I respect the chaos that you exude. And then he steps back and just bows his head.
I appreciate your point of view, Zorai. I think that, in some ways, perhaps my ability to contain myself, for the most part, during these events, is due to a life filled with disappointments, some of which put me in a state of incarceration for quite a while, so I had plenty of time to reflect and focus, and that's what brings us to this point in all of our lives. But I assure you, the chaos is still there. Bursting from within, yearning to be released. And that time could be coming. I hope that you have at least some paint left, because what I am offering you is the world as your canvas. And you could paint the most beautiful picture of your entire life if you become my champion, Zorai.
Zorai nods in response, rolls up his canvas completely, puts it away, takes his bow off his back, kind of dusts his tunic off a little bit with his hands, and just stands strong.
The next few days are going to be quite telling, as I am sure you are all aware. Choices will be made, fates will be sealed, opportunities presented, and a story will unfold. For now, I welcome the 5 of you to round 4. You are the first group to make your way through this. 2 of you will be here at the end, and you will have a seat at the table of my finale. And now we will move on to a period of 5 minutes where you can converse amongst one another. A free parley, in a way, just to get a bit of a sense of one another. And then we'll get to the gift shop and our intermission actions. So you all have 5 minutes, and it begins now.
Now, before anyone says anything, I've got a proposition to everyone. I've heard there's a demon on the table, but I just want to put it out there that should we take on the normal monster, it sets up a contestant in the very next round to face the very thing that he's come here to defeat. I don't know about you guys, but this little alligator thing, great guy, looks like he's got the very good potential of actually going and potentially killing a black dragon, the thing which killed his village. So I'm just putting it out there. We could set up someone to actually have a good story rather than all of us damned souls here. That's just my throwaway. Apart from that, love you all.
Water will glide over to the bar and grab some drinks for everyone.
Yep, you help yourself to Ragnall's stores.
Does Garzak drink the Ragnall stores?
That is the question, isn't it? I'm trying to think if Garzak actually had alcohol before. There's a good chance he might have not.
Andrew will take a drink, and she'll drink it while doing some jumping jacks.
I'm gonna go if he hasn't. So he'll look at, what is this?
Sustenance. An offer. to share a drink before our great song?
He'll sip it a little bit. Yeah, he reacts like someone who's never had alcohol before, like ugh, it's on fire.
Matt will take one and be like, "Oh, don't be so uptight, you little ugly one. That's it's great stuff." And then he just spits it out like, "I've never had it either."
Zerai will take the drink from you, and he says, "I'm very selective about when it is that I enjoy the taste of the stronger liquids. But as you said, you are someone who has ties with Meridian, and so to that, I say salute, and I will take a drink."
Water will drink with you. I'm pleased to hear your dedication to my friend Little. I would like to see him defeat that dragon as well. However, I feel in this moment that the greatest good can be done if we face the demon together. So I will sadly have to decline your proposition at this time.
I'm also a big fan of Little. Big fan. I'm trying to decide, what does Tharamgul have to gain or lose by us choosing to fight his demon over his monster?
I would imagine the enjoyment of merely hoping that we die at the hands of it.
Well, death is coming for all of us. I mean, I'm here for a challenge.
There's all sorts of reasons that Tharamgul might want us to face one or the other, and attempting to divine them from the position that he's placed us in, a position where we cannot possibly know for certain what it is that he wants, means that we must make the decision based upon what is the best good for the two that will continue.
Well, I guess like, if you're looking for fights, you could also look at the other monster. One of the monsters, the Baylor, is his champion already, and if you kill him, you deprive him of his champion and his leader.
Garzak will look at Adriel. If we fight the demon or the monster, will you change whether or not you decide to fight Tharamgul?
No, my decision there is made up. I'm coming for him.
Then it does not matter.
I suppose you're right. Each one of them is just a stepping stone to get to the big boss.
And everyone, that is 5 minutes. This little gab session has come to a close. And I just realized I've been a bit vague in the past about why it is that I would put you in this position. So before we check out the gift shop and what things are available to you there, I would like to give you a little more context. As I mentioned, there has been a period of several centuries, I kind of lost count exactly, of which I was deprived of my freedom. During this time, some people chose to try to profit from my absence, and they took some of my most valuable possessions as their own. And I know this is a fault of mine. I accept it. I've done some work. I am vengeful. I hold grudges. And I don't forget a soul. Or a face, if people don't have souls. So I would be forever, perhaps even, eternally grateful to have those things returned to me. And in exchange for bringing me these artifacts, which these beings are in current possession of, I will siphon some of the souls of your fallen into you to make each of you more powerful. I think I'll call it solar power. That sounds good. So, although it may be difficult, these are no pushovers, I assure you. The reward is this permanent boost to your capabilities that you will not be able to find in any other way. And just as a warning to all of you, we're gonna put, let's say you're able to defeat whatever monster is put in front of you should you choose to play the game regularly. The gold that would have been attained from such a victory will be held in escrow, to be used only if you play this game to the finish. I cannot put myself in further danger should you continue this errant point of view of wanting to challenge me in the next round. So, bottom line, you would be doing me a great favor, and yourselves, should you choose to recover these artifacts and return them to me. If you keep them for yourselves, well, then I'll just pry them out of your cold, dead hands. Either way, I will get what's owed to me. So I hope that helps, but I offer you this opportunity to ask me any questions.
I think Matt was suggesting that about the idea of an insight check to see if he's lying to us about the powers. Is that what you're going for, Matt?
Yeah.
So you actually want to insight check Matt?
No, I want to insight the big T if he's actually telling us the truth that this is all what he wants type stuff.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to use... Can I use a spell slot to give myself advantage on this?
Sure.
Excellent.
Or wait, I have a question. Could one assist instead of that burning that spell slot? No, I'm kidding. Go ahead and burn it.
Insight's a tough one to help with.
Yeah. Burn it.
Much respect for trying to incite the Great Deceiver.
Yeah.
19. Okay. Well, just for fun, I'm gonna just roll a d20. I'm not gonna say what it's for at this time.
Come on, one.
Gotta love when a DM says, I'm gonna roll a d20. No reason.
He's probably got like a plus 20. Like,
Okay. You get no sense that there's any deception coming from Thermgul and what he said.
Will the wisdom of the Archivist be available to help us face these foes?
Oh, but of course, the Archivist is always at your disposal, and I'm uncertain how much he may know, but he's been instrumental in helping me with my plans, so hey, feel free to ask whatever questions you desire of Obrangal.
Andriel.
He knows his limits.
Andriel, it seems as though that which you seek has been laid before you. You seek to have your confrontation with Thermgul. Well, it appears that you simply have to obtain any of these artifacts and refuse to turn them over.
Oh, it'll be way easier than that, believe me.
Can you give us any information on these artifacts and what types of things they might do?
Who stole from you?
There were 6 artifacts stolen from me. I only know of one that the being you could face today is in possession of. I think that they may have 2, but only one is confirmed to me. And this is a weapon of tremendous power. An evil weapon that must be destroyed at all costs, for it could unleash harm, and I think by returning it to me and ensuring that I keep it contained is clearly the best course of action for all of you. I mean,
Look, it seems to me that doing this, killing a person for Thavern seems like helping him out, if that's what you guys want.
You'd be doing Oriah a great service. I mean, if this artifact is not kept secured or destroyed by me, then who knows who could end up with it and what havoc they could wreak. I mean, this is no simple weapon. This is a sentient, motivated weapon of tremendous power, and don't take this the wrong way, but I don't think you've got what it takes to control this sentience. But I do. I do.
Why haven't you taken it back yourself then?
All things in time. But there are some agreements in place and barriers in my way currently that I can't easily step through. Currently.
It sounds a little bit like you're asking us to do your dirty work.
Well, I mean, if you're going to be working for me as my general, Andriel, I mean, at the end of the day, everything will be my dirty work, but that's such a terrible way of phrasing it. I prefer the way that I mentioned to Sarai. Painting a beautiful picture. Being the architect of a new world order. Whichever other flowery, descriptive way that makes you on board. But there's plenty of time to talk about this after. We've got things to do here. So before we move into our intermission actions, I do want to show you what the shelves of my gift shop are stocked with. And at this, Thermgul does a bit of a twist, dramatically, as up from the shadows, the display cases of the gift shop apparate before you. This time, the gift shop looks more like a jewelry store of sorts. I've decided to keep things simple for round 4, give you all the opportunity to fill whatever gaps may be in your current inventory. And you see in Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3, Amethysts of Enchantment at each tier, and Agates of Defense at each tier. Tier 1 being a +1 to either all of your attack rolls, not just to one weapon, but this would be to everything that you roll an attack roll with, or the agate +1 to your defense that can be attached without attuning to any thing that you wear or wield. Tier 2 is a +2 to those things. Tier 3 is a +3. Just keeping in mind that that can't be stacked with other item bonuses other than, things like oils or whatever external bonuses, but as like a base bonus to an enchanted weapon, it can't go any higher than 3. There you have it. Nice and simple. Nothing too elaborate. Just facilitating your capability to get the job done. And with that, the display cases fade back into shadow. Before we get to our intermission actions, it's time now to determine what we are going to do and what you're all going to face. Alright, so if you could please just think about what it is you would like to do. Play the game normally, or encounter this being for me. And if you could all directly message me and the refs, just so that we are both aware of what each of your vote is, just so that I don't cheat. Not that I would ever do that. How interesting. I'm taking this as a positive sign that you wish to fulfill my desires and become my champion, as this vote was 3-2 in favor of facing my former adversaries. This will not be an easy fight at all, and I'm fairly certain that not all of you will survive it. Should you become victorious and reclaim my artifacts for me, they will go into escrow. Actually, I'm gonna put a pin in that. Should you win, I'll make a decision at that time whether these artifacts will go into escrow or they can be used right away. Regardless, you will have to immediately continue your battle should you defeat this entity and kill one another until there are only 2 remaining. Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy you have made the right choice. This is the way I was hoping things would go. Alright, now it is time for our intermission actions. So, of course, you guys can use your intelligence ability check, perception skill check, or just your regular dex-based ability checks. We will go in order from top left to bottom right, starting with Andriel. A 10, are you sticking with that? Okay. Garzak. 10 as well, and I think you both had a modifier of +3? No. Okay. Matt.
Because I'm concentrating on enhance ability Al's wisdom, this will be an advantage.
Okay. 27. Sticking with that?
Yeah, I think I'll stick with that.
Water. 7.
You all go ahead.
Sticking with it?
Yeah.
Zorai. 21, any adjustments?
Not that I can think of.
Alright, everyone. Let us get these intermission... Well, yes, you have a question, Matt.
Yeah, just, we're talking about the Archivist. Do we still get the benefits from the Archivist with this demon dude? Or is it like, he doesn't know enough about the demon dude?
No, I'm afraid that this is going to be a bit of a surprise when you show up on the doorstep of this being, or rather they get pulled to our doorstep. Although the Archivist may be able to help you, the initial bonus of advantage and disadvantage will not count here.
Good to know.
Okay, good luck to all of you. We'll be starting with Matt. The rest of you, make yourselves at home. Relax, but make sure you're in earshot should you get called for a parley. I will see you all soon. And greetings, Matt. You are first, clearly wanting to jump out of the gate. What would you like to do for your first intermission action?
Well, you gotta be fast in these things. Gotta keep light on your feet. Gotta be ready and all that kind of stuff. Look, Tavern, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm a little disappointed about the way we're going, who we're gonna fight and stuff. I mean, it seems like it's a massive benefit for you what we're doing. So, hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles. So, I guess I would like to parlay, but noting that, I get 2 parlays because I'm obviously the first. I'd like to split those parlays so that I only take 1 now, deceive the next person, and take 1 later in my IAs. You'd appreciate that as the great deceiver and the person supposedly the great deceiver, I guess. I don't know. If you're a deceiver, why would you tell people you're the deceiver? But hey, yeah, that's what I like to do.
Great plan. Hey, expect the unexpected. I guess the downside about being the great deceiver is that, no one ever really believes you, and that kind of hurts sometimes. But I too
Maybe stop telling people you're the deceiver.
I mean, I tell the truth sometimes, clearly. Who would you like to parlay with first, man?
I would like to parlay first with Water, please.
With Water. Water talking. Lovely to see you once again. You have been summoned to a parley by Matt. Do you choose to accept or refuse this invitation?
I accept.
Very well. In that case, Matt, you have 3 minutes, and it begins now.
Oh, hey, Water, it's good to see you again. Didn't expect us to run into each other. I mean, it was a 1 in 3 chance. It's great. You look like you've kind of elevated yourself a little, or, caught some attention. What you were doing at the end of that episode was insane. Eyes glowing, all that kind of stuff.
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same.
Wow. Are you through with playing someone else's game?
I don't think I have a choice in regards to the playing of this game, other than how I choose to play it.
Nice, yeah. Look, I'll be straight up. I enjoyed that we worked together a little in that last round. I honestly thought you were a goner when after I left the room and all those Dirac and Coho were firing things at you, but it's insane. You pulled through with some very smart plays. So I would like to extend the hand and see if we could be allies and be the final 2 through to the final round. I think whilst you will be terrifying in the final round as a further higher spellcaster and all that with your knowledge, I think you are showing me that you could be the chosen one. And I have not faith. I wouldn't say faith. I don't have faith. I'm not a faithful guy, but I like to see where your story's going, and I like to see it more, and I would like to extend the hand of help and also friendship.
It makes good sense that if you're not the one to move forward, that you would choose me. I think I have been favored by 3 deities now, it seems. So if there's a means of way to help those who do not make it, I think the odds are in my favor. I appreciate your offer, and I would like to accept it. However, these are chaotic games, and I would like to trust in my fellow contestants that you are a man of your word. But I think with lives on the line, I wouldn't be surprised if you extended this offer or someone else extended an offer to you as well.
Yeah, look, we're all fighting for this battle. I'll say this, I'm not going to pop my smoke. You've seen me do that. I'm not going to do it immediately because I know it kind of hampers you a bit. We'll see whatever this monster is, this demon. I'm definitely not going to throw hands at you, that's for sure. And in fact, I'll try and draw aggro if need be.
I'd like that to be the plan. Let's not throw hands at each other.
And
Yes.
that is 3 minutes.
I bid you adieu.
I trust you have at least accomplished what it is you set out to with this parlay.
Well, one could say I'm about to defy gravity, so...
All right, we will see you shortly, Walter. All right, there you go. One ally in your back pocket. I'm not sure that you're actually wanting them as your ally. I don't know. I'm on to you, Matt. Who will you be parlaying with at a later time?
Look, I do want Water as my ally, and I think seeing her go through would be interesting, but I'd prefer myself to go through. And I think the next person I parlay with will be the person who I see a stronger kinship and ability to get through with. And so I will do this. I'll do that parlay at the start of my other parlays with Andriel. That would be nice.
Very well. I am looking forward to seeing what you have to say to her. So you will do this at a later time, not now.
I will, yes.
Very well. Then this concludes for the time being, at least, your first intermission action. I will see you shortly, Matt. Greetings, Zorai. It is time for your first intermission action. Tell me, what would you like to do?
I have spoken with Meridian, and she has blessed me with the knowledge that I should take this opportunity to speak with another one of the soldiers in her army. I would like to speak to the orc.
Very well. Then you would like to parlay with Water Talking, just to be clear.
This is correct.
Very well. Greetings, Water Talking. You have been summoned to a parlay circle by Zorai. Do you accept the invitation or refuse it?
I accept.
Very well. Then, Zorai, you have 3 minutes, and it begins now.
Greetings, orc. It is a pleasure to meet you, face to face. Water Talking is such a tranquil and incredibly beautiful name. The reason that I have come before you is to simply state that if only 2 of us are to leave these grounds today, I believe it should be soldiers in the army of Meridian. I believe that I have lived my life in the way of balance. But the words that you spoke earlier really rang true, really hit home with me. I believe that in order to have balance, there must be a certain amount of chaos. And I respect the chaos that you seem to exude within. So I ask you, shall we go into this together and leave together as soldiers in Meridian's army?
Thank you for your kind offer. I have not lived a life of balance. And in truth, Water Talking is not even my name. It was a nickname given to me by my family because they refused to end their conflict over the destiny of my soul. I was to be named once I was accepted by Lexoria or Meridian as their chosen one, and that was never resolved, so I was left with just a moniker, but I've come to enjoy it. I want to pledge to you with complete loyalty, Zurai, but I would be remiss speaking to a Meridian follower to not tell you that my soul is in conflict. There is a part of me that wants to oppose you. As much as I strive towards order, there is something in me that wants to break free. I will not throw hands at you. I will not commit violence towards you. But if it comes down to the last few, and I'm soaked in blood, I'm not sure I will be able to contain myself. But I will try. And that is the best that I can offer you. I'm sorry, it is not more. You deserve more after everything you've been through to get here.
Water talking.
And that is 3 minutes. And thus concludes this intermission action.
Quick side note, out of character. I find your character to be so fantastically intriguing.
Oh, thank you.
I just wanted to tell you that, like, I don't want to hold this up, but really, like, what a really cool, conflicted character. And I just want you to know, I really love you, and I love the way you play your character.
Oh, thanks so much. I'm looking forward to playing with you.
Same.
Greetings, Andrew. It is time for your first intermission action. I'm curious to know what you're going to choose.
Well, I would like to parlay.
To whom?
I would like to be talking to water.
Water. Very well. Greetings, Water Talking. You have been summoned to a parley circle by Andriel. Do you accept the invitation or refuse it?
I accept.
Very well. In that case, Andriel, you have 3 minutes and it begins now.
Hi, Water. I've noticed that through our time here, it seems like you've got a lot of stuff going on in your head, and I thought that maybe before we start, it might be helpful just to do a little relaxation grounding exercise. So,
I'm touched that you care. What did you have in mind?
well, let's just close our eyes and take a deep breath in and out and in and out, and picture what we're going to do when we get out of here. Because we don't have a ton of time, maybe we'll just keep it short for today, but I hope that maybe that was a little bit helpful.
Thank you. No one else has shown such kindness through this competition. I'll remember that.
Well, Water, I mean, one of the things that I've struggled with a lot in this competition is there's just so much uncertainty, and that's something that I've been trying to get a little bit more comfortable with. But it seems like an area that you really seem to be doing well. You seem to be thriving with the uncertainty.
My life's been nothing but chaos since I came of age, even before that, to be honest. Parents kidnapping you back and forth sort of does something to the way that you experience stress, I guess.
Absolutely, as it would. Any tips that you can pass along to me?
I don't know that I believe in the gods that believe in me. I mean, there's certainly signs that forces beyond our comprehension are at work here. I'll say this, there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why fate has brought you to this point. And if I or the others are not the ones to go through, if you are the one in that moment beyond this, then know that you are here to oppose Theron Ghoul, and that is the greatest good.
I don't know what my fate's going to be. I feel like I've been pretty upfront about what my goals are. If I do get the opportunity to see this through, I hope that I'm able to live up to the task.
And
The
here
clarity
we
that you
go.
bring.
Blah, blah, blah. Time has ended. These feelings are making me a little uncomfortable.
Can I press something into Water's hand before, like, as we're leaving?
Sure.
It's a potion of superior healing. And I'll say, I wish you well.
Thank you.
Greetings, Garzak. It is time for your first intermission action. What would you like to do?
I would like to parlay.
I see. And to whom would you like to parlay? Or with whom?
Matt.
A moment. I will fetch you. Greetings, Matt. You have been summoned to a parley circle by Garzak the Reforged. Do you accept or refuse this invitation?
Oh, I always love a good chat. We'll never turn down a chat.
Alright, in that case, Garzak, you have 3 minutes and it begins now.
Once we kill the creature, I want you two to join me.
Me too. Oh, me personally join you?
Yes, you and Veronica. Or Veronica.
Ah, yes. You said 2 people, and I was kind of confused. And then yes, my faithful companion, of course. She always follows me.
Is she in the room actually with us here? Or is she somewhere?
Well, she generally would ride on my shoulder, but she's a bit big for that, so she's just at my feet. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Garzak will kind of walk up to her and he'll move his hand. May I?
Yeah, she loves people generally.
Yeah. And as he's rubbing her head, he's like, I used to be able to speak her tongue. I gave it up when I was reforged.
Ah, it's a tough tongue to speak, and if you don't have those, I mean, you got 2 tongues, I think I remember, but if you don't have quite the lip movement and the jowl speak, yeah, it works well.
But do accept my offer.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm afraid that I think we've bitten too much, pardon the pun, bitten too much off with this demon, and I don't know if we'll get the luxury of choosing who survives at the end. But I'm down for the fight. I'm gonna throw everything I've got at it, and yeah, I won't throw hands, and I will see how we can get through together.
I will insight check at this point.
Go ahead and do your insight, and then I'll just ask Matt to just roll a d20 and then let the judges know whether you're being deceptive. But, I mean, I think with the difference in those rolls, Garzak would have no way to discern. Yeah. I've paused the time, by the way, but there's been no indication that Matt is being deceptive.
All right. So upon hearing that, so who should we strike once the creature is destroyed? Let's assume the best outcomes here.
If all 5 of us are still standing when the creature's dead, I think the most dangerous one is Andriel for striking, but I think actually the strongest one is Water. She has spells which just will fuck everyone up if left to go.
One of those 2. Very well. If you fall, I will help you. Or if your creature falls, I will help her.
Yeah, if she falls, she's gone. I have to bring her back. I can do that, but it's not going to be a thing where you just run over and throw a potion in a gullet. That's going to be bye-bye Veronica for a little while.
And that is 3 minutes. And thus concludes the intermission action. We'll see you both shortly. Greetings, Water. You've been quite the belle of the ball here so far. Lots of attention your way, but I am curious what your intentions are. First intermission action.
it would be foolish to proceed without as much information as possible. I would like to visit the archivist, please.
At the mention of the archivist, the Thermghoul and the Fate's Hand Tavern fade away into shadow, and you seem to be moving towards the grand archway of the archives. As you hit the threshold, you can see the massive piles of bones on the left and the seemingly endless stacks and rows of tomes and books on the right. You feel a presence, a consciousness enter into your mind as you start to see the outline of Abrunga All emerge from the shadows. So at this point, I would ask you to either do a persuasion, investigation, or intimidation check, and if you have anything to give you bonuses for those rolls, you can include them. Okay, 22. So currently this would be kind of tier 2-ish information. It's a little bit of a different game here today.
The next tier is at 25?
Yes.
Okay. I'll use one charge from my talisman, from Pact of the Talisman, to give me a plus 1d4 to this ability check.
Okay, before you do that, I do just want to let you know that there's also kind of a tier 4 for this.
Okay. That sounds exciting. I don't think I'm going to get there with the d4.
No.
Sure I have.
Just didn't know if you had anything else.
We'll see. Oh, I guess I could bend luck. I don't think... Well, let's see what the d4 says. Oh.
It's currently a 23 with an original 13 on the die?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's up to you. Can you stick with...
23 is where we're sticking.
23? Okay, sounds good. As you emerge through the threshold of the archives, you see the humanoid figure of Abrunga All making its way towards you, or perhaps you moving towards it. You can see its gray, mottled skin, its sunken eye sockets, and its white eyes seeming to look into you as its tentacles are undulating of their own accord. Inside your head, you hear the voice of Abrunga All. I am honored by your presence, Water Talking. Exciting times ahead for you and the tavern. How can I be of service today?
We face a foe that is unknown to me. I would like any wisdom or advice that you can impart to help us in our battle.
I see. Okay, just the mechanical stuff up front. This creature is known as an eye tyrant spider. Its AC is 21. HP is 540. It is resistant to cold, fire, and necrotic damage types. It is immune to poison and psychic damage. And it is also immune to the charmed, frightened, or poisoned conditions. At this point, Abrunga All motions for you to kind of follow him. And although you get the sense of yourself and Abrunga All moving, it's more like the tomes are zipping past and moving vertically. And then as he extends his hand, as he grabs onto a tome, everything sort of stops. And he pulls it open and flips to a page. And on this page, you see an image of a great arachnid. And this arachnid is hideous looking. It appears to be rather thin-legged, but very strong looking appendages. The most alarming thing about this huge arachnid is that it is completely covered well, we'll say the majority of its body is covered in human eyes. He also points out a bit more information, just showing that this creature will be encountered in a lair, and that there are several lair actions, and that the very walls and ceiling can affect you. I think, though, with a 23, that's about all you would get mechanically.
I hope that this information has been useful to you, Water. This being should not be treated lightly. It is quite formidable.
And he just kind of like looks around, even though clearly no one else is with you, and you feel a bit more of a telepathic shield go up within your mind.
Things are still not always as they seem. You must always keep this in mind. You know who you are contending with. And he has his own plot.
And then everything goes blank, and the archives disappear from your sight, and you find yourself in front of Thermgul once again within the Fate's Hand Tavern. I think perhaps someone may have been stepping outside their role. There may have to be a bit of a punishment for that. So...
Oh, there's not too much harm in what he said, Thermgul, surely.
Well,
If I didn't think you were lying to me, if you weren't lying to me, I'd be insulted.
I like your attitude, Water. Let's just focus on the here and now. Greetings, Matt. It is time for the remainder of your intermission actions. What would you like to do first?
Oh, all right. Good to see you again there. Well, I think let's start with the extra parlay. I think will be great.
Sure. And it was Andrew, you said?
Certainly is. The monk with the fast fists.
Just one moment, please. Greetings, Andriel. You have been summoned to a parley circle by Matt. Do you accept the invitation or refuse it?
Yes, I accept.
Very well. In that case, Matt, you have 3 minutes and it begins now.
G'day, Andrew. It's been good to see you. I've seen you in a couple of things and always been a fan with your fast fists and your strong, particularly the stuns and taking out one of those monsters, which I had trouble killing. I've always figured you were a strong warrior with some great insight and cunning. So I'm here because I want to extend an olive branch / I wish to align with you. And yeah, I will, before you say anything, I will be upfront and honest. I did my first intermission action as a parlay, and I have now parlayed with Water, and Garzak came and approached me. And I did that because I wanted to throw them off. I wanted to throw Water off because I think Water is a strong threat, but I want to go... I see you as a very strong threat, but I think it would be very fun to fight you in the final round / see you get through to the final round. And yeah, that's what I thought I'd lay out right now.
Well, Matt, I'm a little bit surprised that you came to speak to me, but I mean, it's no secret. I've been pretty upfront about my goals, and if you are willing to work with me to accomplish those goals, then I am definitely interested in working with you.
Why do you say you're surprised? Because I haven't chosen a outward side at this moment?
I feel like you haven't said anything that's, been blatantly against what I have been going towards, but I just feel like you've maybe played your cards a little close to your chest, and I wasn't sure how you would react to my blatant anti-Thermghoul.
Well, I mean, there's definitely been a couple of people who are very anti-Thermghoul, and there's been a couple of people who are very Thermghoul. And I guess the last one, I was going for one person who's very Thermghoul, but things changed it, and he still got through.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that I wanted to not go for the monster. I would prefer to have killed his current champion and gone for that thing.
Matt, you convinced me actually in that I also voted to take down the monster because I don't want to do Thermghoul's dirty work.
Yeah, and now we're doing his dirty work, and that's,
Well, I mean, we do what we have to do, and
Yeah.
I think that if we do kill this demon and end up with an artifact of power, then we should maybe not be so hasty as to handing it over blindly before seeing what it could do for us.
I very much agree. I would be interested to see. I don't know if we're going to have the luxury of choosing who will be at the end of this round, because I think this demon will hit us hard.
He could really level the playing field for sure.
Yeah,
And
but
that
know
is
this,
3 minutes. Time flies, huh? That is the end of this intermission action. We will see you soon, Andriel. Always a pleasure. Hey, starting to think that maybe the Great Deceiver is actually your deity, Matt. You've been trying to make a lot of friends, and I don't think you've been genuine with everyone.
But I don't think definitely not. I don't believe in a god. I think I've seen enough of that bullshit at the moment. But look, everyone's got to have a bit of deceiving on their side of their things. Like, you can't be in this, to go into a battle and think you're just going to play everything with a straight bat, and everyone will play everything with a straight bat, is dumb and idiotic. But I've always been true that I will always say that I go for the monster first.
And for your second intermission action?
Well, because we're going for the demon, we've got to get ready, we've got to get strong, so let's go shopping. Let's spend some money to prep for all this stuff, I guess.
Okay, at the mention of the gift shop, the shelves and display cases appear before you. Are you interested in any of these fine gems that I've had enchanted or assembled for you?
No, I mean, I take it they're all still there?
They are.
Nah, I'm good. I've got a great magical sword, some great magical armor, and I don't think it can be of use to me, actually. So I'll pass.
Very well. In that case, I trust you brought the shopping list. And yeah, if you just want to just skim through your list.
Yeah, I sent the shopping list to Remy and you, but essentially, all up, I'm selling the Cloak of Displacement, I'm selling Sparky's items, I'm selling the Iron Stone of Absorption this time, so I have 43,143 gold. I'm buying 5 Remove Curse tattoos in the needle form. I'm upgrading my armor to a +3 armor, which is the 24,000 gold. I'm purchasing 3 scrolls of freedom of movement, a potion of heroism, 2 of those, an oil of sharpness. I'm buying a scroll of enhanced ability, 1 potion of speed. I'm purchasing 2 scrolls of long strider, purchasing 2 scrolls of aid, 2 potions of fire breath, 2 mirror image tattoos, a dust of disappearance, a counterspell tattoo, a dispel magic tattoo, a spirit shroud tattoo, a tattoo of Nystel's magic aura, a tattoo of find familiar, a scroll of protection from poison ×2, a tattoo of intellect fortress, and a potion of superior healing.
Not a bad day's work there, Matt. I think.
Well, I mean, now that you said that we might not be getting the shop next round, I gotta, prepare for potential things going forward in that as well. So we'll see. But yes, gotta be prepped and ready to go. This thing's gonna not go down without a fight, I'm sure.
Excellent. So that concludes all your shopping and your second intermission action?
That would be correct, yes.
And for your third?
All right. Third will be the prep action.
Okay. How would you like to prepare?
Again, looking at my my list here I've got to do. So Matt will first start by applying one tattoo at a time and activating the remove curse tattoo as it goes. One being removed from the Cape of the Monteblanc, second from the second one of that, so 2 lots of deafened, and then the Ironstone of Mastery, he'll be removing all three curses from that. And as each one applies, you see this flicker of golden light come out of his eyes and mouth, and he's like, "Oh, crikey, these things kick like no end, Tharangul, this is wild!" And then he hits the next one. And then as he hits the fifth one hits, and this time the golden light pours out of his mouth and eyes for longer and longer and longer, and then these wings, like barely visible golden wings, appear in his back and sort of fading in and out as he's down to go, and this different voice comes out. "Oh, my slumber ends. Deceiver, why have you brought me, Zenran Matriel, here?"
I'd say that you're a bit of a surprise to me, Celestial, but it matters not. You will suffer the same fate as that vessel that you inhabit.
Last I remember, I was sent by Iodine with my brothers to exterminate a monster incursion from the Feywild. We were ambushed, and some powerful hag paralyzed me and approached me. But it seems this human I inhabited must have regained control at the end of that fight. I see he used my monster-slaying abilities quite poorly and suffered demise. I take it was you who brought him back.
Well, I'm flattered you think I am capable of doing this, but I'm also insulted that you think it matters in the slightest to me. Your relationship with your host is entirely between the two of you. Maybe you are weaker than this mortal.
Potentially. He does seem he has found himself some new skills, and as he looks down at Veronica, and a new friend of this Drake. No matter, I reckon I could use his skills well. It seems you are rising in power again. Whilst not my original goal and not what I was sent here for, I will have great pleasure putting you down. As he starts reaching for another remove curse tattoo. Does not seem though that, and his eyes start failing and his wings start failing a bit. Does not seem I am fully awake. Maybe I just need one more jolt. Never mind, Deceiver. I will see you again. As the eyes disappear, and it's just like, oh, crikey! Oh, that's a reveal. Yeah, imagine having another person inside you and not knowing that. Oh, funny that there's 2 people like that in this who have made it so far. Well, the show goes on. Time to, kill some demons. He seems like a nice guy, I'm sure. Doesn't like you, though.
No, most of his kind don't, but that's okay. I have plans for the likes of Zen Matriel and that being which has inhabited Sir Daelon as well.
Yeah, it does seem like there's a few of us down here. well, back to the preparations, it seems. And so he will take the time to attune to the Iron Stone of Mastery. So he changes one elliptical thing orbiting his head to another one. He will then use the Scroll of Enhance ability, again for Owl's Wisdom, which is a concentration spell. It means that his next scroll, one of the scrolls of freedom of movement, which he needs to roll for, will be at advantage.
Okay.
Well, that one fails.
Okay.
Which is why I bought 3 of them. As that scroll just goes up in he's like, oh, guess I need to learn to read a bit better. And he'll pull out a second one and go for the second one.
Okay.
Oh my god, 2 10s. Well, like I said, got a third one in the bank, ready to go.
I've always thought literacy was overrated.
I think I'm getting better at this, Tharamgul. That's, yeah. Oh, yep, I understand what this means.
It's a good thing you're
My
well
God.
prepared, Matt. Okay, anything else to prepare?
Yes. As that after that happens, he will activate his Radiant Soul, so his eyes again go gold, and his wings appear. His voice doesn't change. He's still Matt. So that's for combat. So that all takes effect on combat. He'll also then use. I'll just go through all these very quickly now. A Scroll of Longstrider. He'll apply that to himself. He will pop a Scroll of Aid for himself, Veronica, and Andriel, because I've talked to her and we're friends. So I will send her a message. A Scroll of Protection from Poison, one for myself and one for Veronica. Activating that. I will apply and use the Tattoo of Find Familiar, and will create a bat will appear. So I have a bat now with me. I will then tell Veronica again our code words, what each thing means. The main code word is code Alpha, which is holding a reaction to activate the bottle when attacked. When I'm attacked, when Matt is attacked by any of the contestants. I will get the Veronica and the bat to drink the potion of fire breaths that I have. I will apply the Tattoo of Intellect Fortress to Veronica. I will apply the Tattoo of Dispel Magic to Veronica. I will then have Veronica use the Tattoo of Intellect Fortress on Matt. So Veronica is now concentrating.
Okay.
I will then apply a Tattoo of Counterspell to Matt. I will then apply and use a Tattoo of Mirror Image on Matt and Veronica. I will then apply and use a Tattoo of Nistel's Magic Aura on Matt, setting himself to Celestial. As you see, his eyes and wings again glow an even brighter gold. Matt will take his Vorpal Sword and apply the Oil of Sharpness on it. He will then drink a Potion of Heroism, giving him the Bless and 10 temporary hit points. And this is where I'm sure things will go sideways. Drink a Potion of Speed. So I have to roll on the miscibility table.
Okay. Let's have the
Which-
D100.
Ooh, that is not a good roll, I think.
33 though, is that still within the safe zone?
Both potions work, but their numerical effects and durations are halved. A potion has no effect if it can't be halved in this way. Do I chance it? Look, I will burn a Fate Sphere. I've got 4 of them.
Fate Sphere being used.
It's not what I wanted to do, but here we go again. Okay, 40. That's in the safe zone.
Okay.
Both work normally. I had a feeling I was going to roll shit as well.
Okay, you're resourced.
Yeah, I am resource rich at the moment. So those two are active now. I then activate Giant's Might, so I grow in size to large. I then activate my animated shield. I then apply and use my tattoo of Spirit Shroud again, so you will see tiny golden Veronicas flying around me as it is set to radiant damage. That is concentration. And then I will apply the Dust of Disappearance on myself, Veronica, and Bat, and we all three turn invisible.
Okay. So you said
And
Veronica,
with
Matt,
that-
and the Bat, you said?
Yes, the Bat as well.
All right, you have completed preparations A through G. Preparation H, Matt?
Yeah, preparation H is just have fun.
Very well. You can apply preparation H vigorously then. Greetings, Zorai. It's time for your second and then your third intermission actions. So, what would you like to do for number 2? I phrased that wrong. Your second intermission action.
For my second intermission action, I would like to visit the Archivist.
Very well, one moment. The Fate's Tavern fades away as the entrance to the archives appears with the piles of bones and the endless stacks of tomes appearing on your right. At this moment, you feel a presence enter into your mind as out of the shadows you see a figure begin to form. I need either a persuasion, investigation, or intimidation check at this moment, please.
Okay, so do I want to go -1, -1, or +0? All right. That's a gentleman's 8.
Okay, no bonuses to it? That's your 0?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, is there anything you can do to adjust your roll?
I'm sorry?
Is there anything that you can do to adjust your roll?
I'm looking here. I don't believe that I have the ability to adjust my roll, unfortunately.
Okay. The minimum that you need to achieve to get any sort of information out of a Branga all is a 15. So what you hear in your head is,
Zorai, I'm afraid I do not have the time to assist you at the moment. There are other matters most pressing that I must attend to. However, I will offer you good fortune.
It appears as though the only successes I've had in obtaining knowledge in the vast archives is not having success at all.
An interesting perspective on the lack of intellectual development. Nonetheless, good luck to you.
he says with the most snooty attitude possible. Sorry.
Rushing it.
These guys are their own individuals. I can't force them to help you. How about your third intermission action? Perhaps you'll have more luck. And for your third and final intermission actions, alright?
Yes. I would like to visit the gift shop.
Excellent. And as the display cases and shelves appear around you, what is it that you'd like to purchase?
I have these 2 parchments, these 2 scrolls that I have no use for. I would like to give them to you, plus this sum of gold. And I hand a small pouch over, a pouch that I had obtained from the body of the unknown. And I hand it over and I say, with these items, I would like to obtain 2 very special tattoos. And I would like to purchase 2 of your finest potions of greater healing.
Sure, no problem. Just put it all in the receptacle here.
And I do.
Excellent. Any additional shopping for you, Zorai?
No, I thank you for your time.
Very well, then good luck to you. Greetings, Andriel. It is time for your second and then your final intermission actions. What would you like to do for your second one?
For my second intermission action, I would like to visit the shop.
No problem. Out of the shadows appear the shelves and display cases of the gift shop. You can see that all of the tiered gems still remain. What are you interested in purchasing today, Andriel?
I am interested in purchasing. I've got a little bit of a shopping list that I can read out if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to get a new red elemental gem. I'm going to pick up 2 more potions of speed, a new potion of supreme healing, a new potion of superior healing, a wand of magic missiles. I'm going to get 2 level 1 spell rot tattoos of jump. I'm going to get 2 level 1 spell rot tattoos of false life. I'm going to get a level 2 spell rot tattoo of see invisibility, a level 2 spell rot tattoo of mirror image, and a level 3 spell rot tattoo of fly. And then I'm also going to get a vial of oil of slipperiness.
Extensive list. Anything else that you may have forgotten, or additional purchases?
No, I think that should be everything I need.
Well, thank you for your business. We appreciate it. And for your third intermission action?
Or for my third intermission action, I would like to prepare.
I expected that. And how would you like to prepare?
Well, first thing I would like to do is I would like to replace my cloak. I acquired a new cloak after our last battle. It's already had the consequences removed from it, so I'm going to put on and attune to the Cloak of Displacement. But I'm still going to rip the sleeves off of both sides so that you can see my muscles and my really sweet tattoos. I'm going to take off my ring and I'm going to place the very fancy ornate helm of brilliance on my head. And maybe it falls down a little bit over my eyes and I just kind of like push it back. So I'm going to attune to that as well. I am also going to, I'm going to activate my tattoo that I still have of mirror image. And then I'm going to reapply it with the new one that I just got. I'm going to place and then activate my tattoo of jump and then my tattoo of false life for some temp HP. And maybe I can roll that at the end after I go through all of these.
Sure.
Okay. Then I'm also going to place and then activate a tattoo of see invisibility. And then I'm going to not activate, but I'm going to place my second tattoo of jump and false life just so they're on my skin. So I'm like fully tatted, like arms, legs, hands, feet. It looks really cool. And I'm also going to put on my clothing the agate of defense that I received after the last fight. Mm-hmm. I'm going to drink a potion of speed. So my speed, mirror image, new cloak, helm. Oh, I'm going to pocket the chime of opening, which also had its consequences removed from the last episode. And everything else that I looted that I didn't already equip or just pocket, I'm going to leave in escrow. I'm not going to carry all of that with me.
Okay.
I'm also going to pocket the wand of magic missiles that I purchased. I'm going to hang some potions from my belt. I am going to apply the oil of slipperiness, kind of like just like rub it all over my bare arms and everything.
Yep.
Rub it into my hair a little bit. And I'm also going to then activate the red elemental gem For a fire elemental, I'm going to say, hey, Sparky, it's good to see you again. Let's go get him. I believe that is everything. So that's what I'm concentrating on, the elemental. And all of those other spells that I mentioned are not concentration.
Okay, and the fire elemental is large, right?
It is a large creature, yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, I'll see you out there, Tharamgul.
I'm curious whose monk training is superior. I truly do hope that it's you, Andrew. It would be a shame if you were to fall in this battle and not give me the opportunity to reap your soul from your body.
It would be a shame for you, but
Yes.
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. Good luck to you. All right, Garzak. Sorry for the wait, by the way. I appreciate your patience. What would you like to do for your second intermission action?
I will go to the gift shop.
No problem. The shelves and display cases appear before you. You can see that none of the items from the shelves have been sold. What would you like to purchase?
Right. See. I will sell off quite a few things. I'm just gonna send it to you. And then I will purchase a potion of superior healing. So you said none of the tiered things have been taken.
Correct.
I also will not take any of them.
I may have made a mistake in the items I brought before you all. Does that conclude your shopping experience, Garzak?
Yes.
All right, and for your final intermission action?
I will prepare
And how would you like to prepare?
a potion of heroism, and I will chase it down with a potion of speed.
Okay, then I need a D100 roll.
Okay. To the Dungeon Master. All right.
30 is outside the scope of them both being safe. I think they're both active, but their durations and effects are numerically halved.
I'm going to use a Fate Spear to reroll that.
Very well. Fate Sphere being used, go ahead and reroll.
Jeez.
That's significantly worse, I think.
Yeah.
The mixture becomes an ingested poison of the DM's choice.
Oh, yeah. We're not doing that. I'll use a second Fate Spear.
I've got the table up there. Second Fate Sphere used, go ahead and reroll.
That's better.
94 probably has some good effects.
Doubled effects and duration of one potion are doubled.
Okay.
If neither has anything to double, they work normally. So
Yeah.
they both have something to double.
Is it player pick or random?
It doesn't say. The numerical effects and duration of one potion are doubled.
Okay. Roll a die of your choosing. Even will be your potion of speed. Odd will be heroism.
Okay.
So
Also
odd,
heroism.
it's the heroism. So I guess it would give you 2d4?
And 10 and 20 temp HP.
That's the way I read it.
Yeah, so 20 temp HP and then plus 2d4 to any of your saves and attack rolls.
All right. I'll take it. Let me just check my number of Fate Spears. I think I'm down to 1 now, sadly, but
Yep, that matches what I have.
Sailor.
All right. Well, best of luck to you. I hope you're not further disfigured by facing this entity.
We shall see.
All right, Water, it is time for your final intermission actions. What would you like to do for your second one?
I would like to visit the gift shop.
No problem. At the mention of the word gift shop, the shelves and the display cases appear before you. You can see that all of the gems are still there. Do you have a list for us? What would you like to purchase?
This attire was fairly proper when I arrived, and since then it's become rather lascivious. I think it's appropriate that I wear something more befitting. So I'd like to sell all of this stuff. And if your weavers and seamstresses could acquire me a robe of the Archmagi, I think that would be most appropriate.
Wow, big spender here. Okay, so the math works out with what you've sold and what you're purchasing. Just out of curiosity, how much is a robe of the Archmagi?
It is a steal at 34,000 gold pieces.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, anything else you would like to purchase?
No, I think that's all. I have these consequence items from fallen other contestants. I have no use for them. If you have a use for them, other than them sitting in my locker, I'm happy to pass them along.
Yeah, we can always put them in the inventory for future endeavors.
Go right ahead.
Thank you. Then, if I'm not mistaken, this concludes your second intermission action. And for your third.
I'd like a parley with you.
With me? Well, I'm flattered. I shall accept the invitation. In that case, you have 3 minutes, Water, and it begins now.
Things have come a long way since I first came here, and obviously I'm overwhelming with curiosity. I have so many questions to know what the truth of everything that's going on. Your intentions, your incarceration, what's going on the surface, and what your plans are for your champion. But I imagine there's only so much that you're going to be able to respond to me. If you feel open enough to share something with me, I would be most gracious. But I'd like to offer this moment to you, to ask me questions. You are, after all, interviewing for a champion. There must be something that you want to know from your contestants that would help you deliberate the course of the future.
Okay, I'm pausing the time for a second.
Sure.
Do you want to give me either like a persuasion? I guess persuasion if you want to try to
Sure.
compel me to tell you some stuff.
Yeah. I will use Tides of Chaos to give me advantage on this check.
Okay.
Not bad.
23 persuasion. Okay. Alright, I'm restarting the clock. I don't want to use up all of your time here. Let's just say that my plans are rather far-reaching, and they will definitely affect the prime material plane drastically. And so if I'm to ask you any questions, Water, my question, first of all, would be, would you be willing to do things that may bring a difficult period to the sentient beings on the surface of the planet? Well, throughout the entire planet, really.
The question's too broad-ranging to give a simple yes or no. I think perhaps what would be helpful for you in assessing my position is that the lines which I draw about what I will and will not do not follow classical borders. And I understand that there are irreparable things that need to be done so that a greater good can exist. And I understand that there's greater goods to be done that will cause great evil.
You are wise indeed. Okay, I'm pausing the time. Tharamgul would like to insight check you on whether you are just trying to get information or you're actually like aligning yourself with him. So you don't, because I'm an active player in this, I just want you to roll a d20. Actually, you know what? Oh, I'm going to see your roll no matter what. Roll a d20. Don't tell me whether you're being deceptive or persuasive, but let the refs know.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Any adjustments you want to make?
Nope.
Okay. Just give me 1 sec here. Okay. Hold on, I gotta send something to the ref. That's a little lower than I hoped for. Actually, you know what? It'll be much faster if I just put you in the waiting room for a sec, okay?
Okay.
Okay, starting the time again. Walter, I feel as though I can trust you. In order to make an omelet, you have to break a few eggs. So, I think that the residents on the dark side of Oriah have been kept out of the light a little too long, and so if everything goes according to my plan, I would like to bring down the barrier. I'm breaking down barriers, bringing people together. Maybe this means those that were wrongfully denied access to Palion's side of the border will be let loose.
Thank you
And
for sharing that information.
Honestly can't think of anything more chaotic than that, can you?
Barriers are often seen as a sign of order, but enclosing things is often a very unnatural, unbalanced approach.
I couldn't agree with you more. It disrupts the natural order, I would say.
Undoing something so grand will bring great devastation. I hope not.
That's a glass half empty way to look at it. I see it more as an opportunity for change.
Change is required.
It is. It's long overdue, I would say.
I would say, regardless of Tharamgul's insight check, that he would get the impression that Water is very much on a tipping point. She wants the information, and there's a desperation behind her calm facade. And she agrees, but she doesn't. She's right on the nice edge about all of this.
Okay. And we're past our time, so...
Great.
Water, look, I appreciate your spending such a valuable resource to talk with little old me. I hope it's been beneficial to you. Alright, all intermission actions are over. We still have 11 minutes before we're scheduled to start, so I need to take a quick break, and I gotta do a quick thing with the camera too. Yeah, feel free to chat amongst yourselves or do whatever you need to do for the next 11 minutes. All good.
How many people had unexpected things happen during their IAs? Obviously, we can't say, yeah,
Unexpected.
I don't know why I'm nodding my head in the affirmative. No.
No. Everything about exactly where you put it? Okay.
Yeah, I saw Thavern making out with an angel, so I was like, "Damn, that's unexpected."
Were you peeking on my intermission action?
He's not going to say yes. He's not going to say no.